senior high school, I taught in Kaswa, and I also sold laptops at Titolin. I went to train as a physician assistant. So I was trying to do something to keep me going in the school, trying to buy food, fees, other thing. Until I think the COVID came in. So the COVID, that turned everything around. The COVID was the breakthrough. You want to hear that part?
Yeah. The COVID messed up a lot of people's businesses. How did it help you?
Fellow Ghanaians,
There was a lockdown, so they told us to go to our various homes.
all universities will be closed Monday, 16th of March.
Some of my mates gave me their fees that they don't want to go and spend them. Their parents had given to them.
How were you able to prove to people that you're not going to jackpot with the money? So you started a business while you were in school.
Yeah.
Finished, and you're still working in that business.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You are not looking for a job.
Me, I don't have option B. I believe that anytime you have an option B, the option A is not that sharp. I had made up my mind that at worst, you give me underwear, I will sell it. So I didn't even do national service. So it's when my company became big, that is when I decided to do my service in my company.
It can be very difficult to work with friends, eh? How have you been able to do it?
Me, I talk my mind. A lot of people are not able to tell their mind in the face of their families and friends. They fear that gray area that there'll be some issue at home. Me, I want that issue to come. If I have sacked my brother from my company before. So my sister at a point, my sister, one biological sister, didn't talk to me for about 3 or 4 years. And I didn't care.
If you want to make money, understand how money works, the systems behind making money in Ghana, this is the conversation for you. Not even 30 years yet, but he has built what many people will be proud of. The knowledge he has, the experience he has, is going to change the course of your life. On the 9th of September, we are going to Kumasi, KNUST Great Hall, for Konnected Minds Live, the day where all the aspiring entrepreneurs, decision makers come together under one roof. You want to be in that room, the room that can change the course of your life. You can find your business partner there. You can create business conversations there and start a business simply by showing up. Sammy Adjei, GigMann Medicals. The Medical Landlord is in the studio today. Sammy, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
Yeah. Man, you have an amazing story.
Yeah.
And I think if all of it doesn't come out, we'll do a part 2. But I want everybody to really get to understand what you have built, how you built it. Talk to me.
When I had my first business, I was very small, like very young. I was a little boy. Let me say around 12 years. Right. My mother was a trader, so I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. You'll be brought up in the trading way. They will psych you that if you don't sell, I mean, it's like you're not part of the family. That kind of. So at primary school, I used to sell pen drives. In fact, I used to go out to go and buy sobolo and groundnuts for my meat and collect money. I'll go and buy from the vendors. I'll add margins to it, come and sell to some of my friends. I think one of them, Philippa, she's married somewhere. Do you remember this story? I'll go and buy, come and sell to them and get some margins. So it's something I was introduced to very early. Then along the line, I started selling, I think pen drives were coming on. So I started selling pen drives and SD card too. Some of our tutors. Those times, if you print exam papers, your exam questions, the master has to type them, edit them, put them on a pen drive. Then you go and submit at the school secretary and they print it for you. So I was providing them with that pen drive.
Where did you get a pen drive from?
Oh, I was getting from one national service. In fact, for a very long time, I don't even know where he is. His name is Sato. He was a national service person living with us. And he was in IT. So he used to get those kind of things. And he gives to me. I go and sell and bring his money to him, keep my margins. That kind of things. So
what's the main activities of the business? What do you do?
When I started at GigMann, it was just GigMann supplies and more. Like anything at all. I was just trying to sell literally everything. My inspiration is from my mentor, Captain Retired Prince Kofi Abuabe. When he started his business in the 90s at Kintampo, he sold air conditioners, he sold fridges, he imported almost everything. He sold some until he found his feet in something to do. One of my mentors, Dr. Kabinejin, when he started, he sold so many, imported so many things to sell until later on he found his feet. And that time is also a learning curve for you to learn about something. So I was also selling laptop. Because proud to that I had taught after senior high school. I taught in Kaswa. And I also sold laptops at Tito Lane before. So what happened was, at school, I was still selling the pen drives and the laptops and other things. I went to train as a physician assistant. That is what I learned at school. So I was trying to do something to keep me going in the school, trying to find something so I could just work with, trying to buy food, fees, other things. I had to manage. It's not until I found that our mates were struggling to get clinical items, pen torch, stethoscope, thermometer, other things. I said, so we go all the way to Accra to go and get this. Then let me start selling some to them. So that is where starting medicals came in. So we had to pick from other suppliers, Accra, other places, and then we supply to them. I didn't have big capital, I just started small. I didn't have big capital. So I talked to one, she's one of the most amazing people I've met, one of my lecturers. Her name is Madam Becky. I talked to her and the husband that this is what I've started and I want to do. And I needed some money. They couldn't really get me. She said, she has bought fuel and it's left with this balance. So if I was going to take that balance, because, she was trying to play safe. So whatever money she gives me, it goes and doesn't come back. That relationship she has with me doesn't end on rocks. You get it? So she gave me that money. And then I thought, what was the reason for taking the money? I told her that I needed money to pay my school fees, to help me pay. So I think that time it was 2,000 Ghana cedis she gave me. So I went to that time was deputy principal academics. I told him that I'm supposed to pay my fees. This your staff, madam, has given me some money to use to pay these fees. But even if I use these 2,000 Ghana cedis to pay the fees, I will still owe you. It's own work. So instead of that, please allow me to use the money to invest in the small business I've started. So that by the end of the 3 months we will be in school, I would have gotten the fees. And he said that if I'm going to do that I'm going that tangent, then it will attract some penalty. I asked penalty of how much? He said 100 cedi. And I said in my head, so because of that 100 cedi penalty, I should give all the money to you right now, then I'll pay. So it became intentional. Even after that particular semester, I was still paying it late just to be able to use the funds I have as capital and trading with them. So I started something small with it until I think the COVID came in. So the COVID, that turned everything around. The COVID was the breakthrough. Do you want to hear that part?
Yeah. How is that? The COVID messed up a lot of people's businesses. How did it help you?
During the COVID, I think there was a lockdown. So they told us to go to our various homes. The students, they were to vacate the hostels and other things. I wasn't living in the hostel. I was living in a normal household with other co-tenants. Because I could not afford a hostel that time. I was living with and closer to my madam, so I could go and eat. Their family is there. They fed me the whole 5 years I stayed. I wasn't buying food, so I wanted to be closer to them. Some of my mates gave me their fees that they don't want to go and spend them. Their parents had given to them. So when school we get back to normal and school resumes, then I pay for them and help them with the registration before they come. I said, no problem. So I get the money because one thing I've always believed in is honesty and credibility and trustworthiness. That is one fuel we all need to start businesses. So they trusted me, gave me the money. They knew I was not going to spend the money. I kept it with me. It's when I got a contract from a friend. He was a doctor training in China. When the COVID came, Chinese people were on lockdown already. There's something they call Chinese New Year. And all factories closed down, apart from just few essential services. All factories, it's compulsory. They have sold nose masks and other things to the rest of the world, such that when the COVID came to their end, they were struggling to get nose masks. So at a point, those who remember will remember, at a point they were exporting nose masks, especially the Ghanaians living in China. They were buying nose masks from other places that they had already exported some of the nose masks there. They were sending back to China. So this, my friend called me that I should get funds and buy nose masks and export to China for him. And I asked permission from my friends. They are still with me. One of them is one of my investors now. My mate that I use his fees. Whatever, some are doing well now. I told them, this is what I've gotten an offer. Let's do it and share the proceeds. They accepted it. So I sent one of them to, I think there's a market in Accra, somewhere in Accra, not so popular. He went to get some. One of them went to Adum to also get some. And we added everything, about 200 or so boxes of the nose mask. That time it was 16 cedi per box of nose mask. and we were trying to export it back. I didn't have an export license. So the regulator didn't allow me to export the nose mask outside. And I called my friend. This is what had happened. So, but because you made me buy it, the export wasn't part of the contract. So it means you have to pay for
your cost, right?
Very good. The nose mask. He said no. Since I couldn't export the nose mask to him, he's not going to pay the cost. I grew lean. It's people's school fees. Hey, I mean, what trouble have I found myself? But I don't fear risk. So I just called them back and told them, this is the challenge, my friends. These are the challenges I am facing now. You all know the nose mask I haven't, sent it anywhere. It is, in fact, it's one of even the guys that I use his face. One of them that tried exporting for me in Accra. So we found a place somewhere in East Legon and kept the nose mask. 1 week passed, 2 weeks. I was praying. I was just praying that we will resume school and I don't have the fees. I was only praying for the lockdown to be extended. So I was happy anytime. And they call it a State of the Nation address. My heart will be beeping because I don't know what else is coming. Then after about 3 weeks to 1 month, nose mask price rose to 90 cedis. It went to 20, 25. I don't know if you remember that story, nose mask. It even crossed. It even looked like I sold mine early. Because when I sold at 90 cedi, after a week or two, it was still going up, but I feared that it can drop down. We had not seen a surge in prices like that before, anywhere. So I feared that if I had not sold the nose mask, I could run at loss. So at 90 cedi, I sold everything. So that became so I shared some to my friends, other things. Then my next move, I went to buy Ghana thermometers. Ghana thermometer, I think 1,000 pieces for 130 Ghana cedi. That time, you see, the Francophone countries, even before COVID, they were using nose masks. They were using sophisticated machines like Ghana thermometers. For us, we were not used to that unless you travel outside Ghana. We were using the armpit, we call auxiliary thermometers and the ear thermometers, other things. Not the forehead, non-contact ones. So they had done the lockdown, Togo border closed. But I think the Ivorian border was slow. They didn't close it early. So I had a friend who is still with me now. He's still my friend that I'm investing in some of their business. Who led me to someone that gave us Ghana thermometers, 1,000 pieces of Ghana thermometers. We did that, duty payment, other things, and we brought it in. That one too, the Ghana thermometer prices started shooting apart to a point it got to 1,500 Ghana cedi. Everybody remembers this story. And I sold mine was I think 900 or 950 for 1,000 pieces. So it means from just 100,000 or 80,000 something that I got from the nose mask, now I'm jumping to almost 900,000. The margins were crazy. You get the logic now.
I get it.
So that is where the breakthrough came in. So I went to my madam, about 4 of them, and I asked them that this is how much money I have. I'm buying goods, more of the medical item, other things to equipment, supplies for my school, other things to sell. How should I do? Should I go for a shop or I should go and buy a van and do deliveries? I had 2 options that I gave them. Will you believe that my madam went inside the day after, gave me 11 reasons why she thinks the shop is better than the van.
I see.
Including the risk of travel, the risk of, accident, a lot of things. So when I added up, it was like a simple survey. When I added up, you see, we had been taught research methods, so I knew something later about how to pick these surveys and other things. When I added all those things, it made sense for me to start a shop than to buy the van. But I was still in school, so starting a shop would have been challenging.
Look, just pause it there. When you made all that money during COVID, how did it make you feel?
Oh, I felt good. At a point in time, tertiary is such that if you have money, you have many friends. You understand that? My childhood taught me how they brought me up. I was taught to be very simple. Like, we live very simple life. So I was still living my simple life with my bicycle doing my deliveries. The bicycle is still there.
Making over $1 million.
Yes. I plunged all my money into buying inventory stock. So that at the point I didn't even have a place to still lay my head in the room. You're full of goods. But you see, because it happened in Kintampo, I had to then broaden my supplies. So what I did I went back to some of the tutors who had a say that this time I don't want to be doing my sales independently again. I want the school to accept me as the supplier for the school. so that my goods become part of the prospectus for new applicant. Do you get it? So there were over 2,000 or 1,500 or whatever population, new entrants, students. They were buying my goods on the registration table.
Man, you are very courageous.
On the registration table. You understand? So they were renting me the space. I talked to all the association leaders that you need IGF. You need money to run your association. Then I can pay you some money into your coffee as my contribution. You give me a slot in your registration table. You see, and this is how parents think. Parents, even no matter how poor they are, when they are sending their children to medical school, clinical school, nursing school, physician assistant, they have made their mind that at least they have to buy for them some essential items that are prerequisite for their stay in the school. So the thermometer, stethoscope, other things, the parents even feel proud that they are able to buy. That is what they used to call you are a doctor or a nurse. So we make it available on the table. I was getting the money up front. If some were paying money, why I didn't have stock? You get it? So it became part. Then some of the students were referring us to some other universities, other people. They became a nationwide supply. But Kintampo as a town played a key role.
Okay.
Kintampo is the center of Ghana and the center of the world. So all the cars coming from Burkina, Togo, Wa, Boga, Boko, there's a rest stop for them in Kintampo, that depot, just like that. All of them stop before they proceed to wherever they are going to start the other places. From all over the north, they stop at Kintampo. There's a place they call Sawaba Market. So there's a man that sells breakfast and cocoa, tea, other thing in the morning and at night. I didn't have a shop, so I told him that he should give me a place in this because he was storing there.
Boss.
It's good.
Boss. During these times, how old were you?
17, 18. I was 17, 18 years. 17, 18 years.
Did you have a mentor at that time?
17, 18 years. Yes. I've always had.
Who was your mentor at the time?
So it was a distance mentor. Okay. One of them is Wusi. I used to watch those times. I used to watch him a lot. Then there's one, Dan Locke. He's into sales.
I know Dan Locke.
I used to watch him. There's a book that I had read. The book is Made in America.
Okay.
It's written by Sam Wharton of Walmart.
At 17, 18?
Yes.
You had read these books.
Yes.
You were following these guys.
Yes.
What about them made you follow them?
So it's hunger.
You were hungry.
Yes, I was hungry.
Let me stop you here for a minute. So if it's your first time watching Konnected Minds, or you have been here before but still have not subscribed, do us a favor, because majority of the people that watch our videos have not subscribed. This doesn't help us grow beyond what we expect. So help us by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you. Now let's get back to the conversation.
I felt that if my father were alive, there are a lot of things I wouldn't have done. Perhaps my life would have been very comfortable. Do you get my point?
Do you think hunger was enough? Hunger alone was enough?
It's one of the most influential. I mean, one of the most pivotal, I think, reasons. But beyond,
don't you think there are people more hungry than you and not in the position you are?
Yes, I think there are people.
So what is stopping them?
Well, I think should I call it systems and the people they meet? You see, I think that I meet right people at the right time. It's also one of the things. I meet right people at the right time. Coincidentally, the people I meet are mostly people who can lead, but they can support. There are people like that.
No. What's the difference?
There are some people, the way they are, their persona, their lifestyle, everything about them, they can't lead. They are not to be leaders. They are too soft to be leaders, but they can support. Okay, they have all it is. The managerial acumen to support you for you to achieve your dream. But if you say they should lead, they may not be able to. And I meet a lot of those people. So they help me. As soon as they see my vision and hear of what I want to do, so I can help you. They know that later on I can become like a bridge for them to cross to wherever they want to go to. But they themselves cannot be the bridge. Yes. So why don't we help you achieve? And it's true. Now, a lot of them, perhaps, even not for this system we have bought, a lot of the things they own now, perhaps, I don't know, I'm not God, but perhaps they wouldn't have been able, God couldn't have, they wouldn't have been able to achieve it. But now God has used us to let them get the things that they get. So some people could be more hungry than we are.
You know, there are people in worse situations than you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Than you were.
That's true.
And, you know, you can't be that special. Huh?
That is true. You see, I didn't go to health because I wanted it. It's just now that I have passion for people who are suffering in healthcare, and I've decided to expand more in the health. I wanted to be an engineer. Up to now, I still have my UMAT admission letter. I still look at it. I wanted to be a telecom engineer because I liked it. I wanted to work in the engineering space. And I didn't have anybody to send me to school after senior high school. I got an uncle who was I think he was in a full-time ministry that time. And he said, he could help me to tertiary. But if not health and clinical side, he can't help because he needed someone that when he's old and he can't take care of himself, someone will be able to understand his condition and care for him. So if it's health. So I said, well, let me take it up because that was the only opportunity. So sometimes there are approaches to solving problems. Sometimes there's what we call the top-down approach, and there's the bottom-up approach.
Okay.
The top-down approach is that you look at the solution, the final destination, and use it to plan what you want to do to get there, right? Let me give you an example. You are hungry, you want food to eat. You may decide that I want to eat rice. You have established the final destination. You want to eat rice. Because of that, you will start calling potential people that you think can help you get rice cooker or something to plan it and get there. That is the top-down approach of solving the issue. And there's the bottom-up. That one, you look at the cause and the effect, right? So in that scenario, what you do is, I'm hungry, but what is available now? I have rice cooker available. I have oil. Then let me cook rice. Do you get it? So those are the two scenarios. In my case, I knew what I wanted to do, but the things to get there wasn't available. So what was available? It was health. So then why don't I use this health as a stepping stone to get to where I want to get to? That's why I have a problem with those who say they want to start business, but they don't have a capital. You want to start a hotel. You don't have a capital. Yes. Why don't you sell flowers to hotels? Because you will still learn something in running the hotel business, in the hospitality space. You learn something selling flowers to hotel owners.
But they said that what money are they going to use to buy the flowers?
Oh, they are drop shipping.
Okay, talk to me.
Drop shipping means that you go to people who have flowers. All you need is credibility. That's why we were sent to school. We were sent to school to get mates who can look at our credibility we built with them in the school to give us something. It's called leverage.
This one will shock you. The comment said that what money would I use to take transportation to go to that flower supplier?
Oh, man, what are they doing with their airtimes? Or they don't have phone too? If they don't have phone,
they don't have a phone.
Okay, no problem. But you have access to the hotel already, right?
In Akem Swabe, there is no hotel.
Okay, so you see, this, I use the hotel as an example. Look at what is available in your area. What is available? Is it palm one tapping? Or is fisheries? Because it's fisheries, go to the fishermen that, you know someone who sells fishing net. How much are you buying fishing net? We are buying it 100 cedi in Accra. I know someone who can help you get, someone get it at 70. But before they give it to you, give me this money to. But why would they give it to you unless you are credible with them? Credibility, you don't use money to build it. We use friendship, school, classmate, workmate, farmmate, whatever. To build the credibility. So build the credibility. Credibility is your first currency before the capital comes. If you are credible, people will give you your money. Like the madam gave him I washed their cars. I used to mop their floors. But they are not giving me because I mopped their floors, or I was mopping it just to be family, because that's where I eat from. So I was just like a normal young student, working for my madam as normal. When they bring exams, I have to help them arrange their sheets. I do for them normal. But that's not why she gave me that. She gave me that because, I was becoming insistent with, persistently, always asking. I think it was becoming a little, the Jiwena call. Take this one and go. You get it. If it doesn't come back, she's okay. But then I manage. And you see, one begets two. One brings two. So when they give you the little and you are honest, you are credible with it, they will build on it. You don't expect that someone should just get up and give you 1 million Ghana cedi when he hasn't given you 100 cedi before. It doesn't work like that. So you see the Kintampo scenario that I was discussing, how it contributed to the whole journey. The man selling the porridge.
Yep. When he got a shop. Gave
me the space that I should keep my goods. When people place orders in Kumasi, Accra, other places, is if you buy from any big supplier, it may take them 2 hours, 3 hours for them to get to the station and give you the delivery details. But my small stock I had was at the station. That's where the cars were already packed. So as soon as you give me the order, in 5 minutes, I'm giving you the driver details. It was like magic to them. I wasn't telling them how I was doing it. But I had kept my goods in the station with the man selling the porridge and that thing. You give me the order. Sellotape is there. I had done a small branding for my poly bags. Marker is there. I have those pictures. It's on my Facebook page. I mean, all those, it goes as far as 20, those times. You give me the order, I write your name, I give it to the driver, give driver details. So it was becoming swifter. You see, the way we beat competition, if you want to beat a competition, either you are cheaper than the market, you are faster than the market, or you are better than the market. So I was becoming faster than the market, and maybe you can say cheaper. I can't say I was better in terms of quality or whatever, but faster and maybe cheaper. That one, and they like the speed. So as soon as I give them the order, they give. As soon as they give the order, so it was spreading. Kintampo was doing the work. You give it a bus driver, they take something small, and the bus is moving out. It's not like it's at park waiting for it to get full before the chauffeur or the driver moves it out. No, it was already full. They stop for them to just buy food and continue their journey. So as soon as I give it to them, the bus is moving. The next morning, they have their goods. So it became big until one of my brother, the one I came here with, he decided to stop his work. He was working with someone as a hotel staff. Stop his work and start riding a motorbike as a dispatch rider in Accra. So that all my bulk orders will come in bulk to him.
Then he will
take and distribute. You get it? So I've moved with him since that time. We have been friends. We have been friends since 2010. That time I had not started business. We were just little boys friends. And then he moved in.
Look,
and then I said, so I just convinced them. Okay.
When something you've mentioned where it can be very difficult to work with friends, how have you been able to do it?
For a lot of people say they can't work with families and friends. For me, it is the opposite. If people have given me issues in my business, mostly are people that I got to know through the business, not people I knew outside the business. Yeah, it's not something that works for a lot of people. For me, families and friends rather help my business to work well.
Really?
Yes. People who have disappointed in business are people I didn't know outside business. Now, I'll tell you why. Maybe it's because I'm able to talk my mind in their face. A lot of people are not able to tell their mind in the face of their families and friends. Me, I talk my mind. So my sister at a point, my sister, one biological sister, didn't talk to me for about 3 or 4 years. And I didn't care. Because me, I talk my mind. And I even forget. When I talk my mind, I forgot, I'll meet you and greet you. If you don't respond, you will have your BP. You understand? Your BP will rise. Your you call it baroreceptors or your aortic arch and carotid artery. It will rise. Your BP. It will send signal to your brain to raise your BP. I don't have any of those headache. It's you who struggle. So me, I talk my mind. So I have, at a point in time, if I have sacked my little brother, from my company before, right? I told him that, my brother, you can't be here because he was taking work matter to the house. There are some people who owe our parents, and he has money. The person has money with us in a business. You go and tell our parents that this person has some money in some business. It doesn't work like that. I have to let him say. Now my brother is doing so well. At his age, he's like he just turned maybe 20 or 21. He's doing so well to a point that even when we are locked out at the port or something, he's able to lend us 80,000, 130,000. He's my little brother. I still equip him. He doesn't cease to be my brother. It's just the business spirit. I think you don't belong here. You get it? Yes. So I think it's something a lot of people who are not able to work with their families and friends are not able to do. They are not able to talk their mind in their face straight away. Say, what you did is nonsense. Yeah, they are not able to say those things to them that this doesn't make sense. But me, I'll talk my mind to you. So if you vest, fine. If you keep it and you move forward. And if you talk your mind to me too, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yes. We all. So there are a lot of times, even my company right now, people tell me that Sammy, I told them no boss, Sammy, your shirt is dirty. You can't take it. You'll be spoiling our reputation. The company, our staff, and I go home and go and change. They talk me. There are a lot of times they talk to me. They say, what you're saying doesn't make sense. I accept it. It doesn't make sense. There's no big deal about it. A lot of people who feel working with families and friends are not able to talk their mind. They fear that gray area that there'll be some issue at home. Me, I want that issue to come. You understand? I want that issue to come. And I've encountered it before. My sister wasn't talking to me for a very long time. Yes, it's fine. You understand? So that is how come I'm able to deal with families and friends. It's fine.
Now, talk to me. Then you started working with this, your friend. He set up a logistics company based essentially in Accra to distribute your products. Talk me through that.
So when we went there, with the logistics, now I was expanding. At a point in time, then I took the madam's advice. Okay, the women advice. Pick some of the money to go and rent a store. And I think it's for 3 years. But I couldn't get money to pay everything and pay even the rent agent. The rent agent, I didn't get money for him. His name is Kwame Igudu. Now, he's still my friend. He's my very good friend now. We are together. But he told me one thing, that one day, he was a hospital driver to Sunyani Teaching Hospital. So he told me that one day he may hold the nephew's hand and come and look for work. And it's true now. We have done a lot for. We are able to, help him as a friend. You get it? He did it for me, and I cherish so much. We rented a place. We couldn't do much. I'll share some of the pictures with you. It was total mess. We had to turn the place around, other things, put some of the goods inside. I was still in school, so who will be taking care of the shop? So during the painting, mind you, the one who came to paint it was a physician assistant, my senior, who had stopped practicing in the consulting room to go into his full-time painting job. Kama Deco, that's the name of his company, Kama Deco. There were no problem. I'll do it for you even if I don't have money. I like your vision. So he did it for me. He didn't take money. He painted it for me. Then when I was doing the painting, one of my SHS mates, now the families and friends again, SHS classmate was part of two. Sammy, I was working for some electrical shop, but now it's no more in the existence. The woman has been relocated abroad by the husband. So I don't have any work. So if you have any place to give me, and I asked him how much is it going to take? Do you know how much he quoted? Is it 180 or 200 cedi? That's 20. So is it 2021 or 2020? Yes, around that. That's 2021. 200 cedi. I said, no problem. And now he's doing well. He's still in my space. So we have helped him start another business similar to ours too. So that's what we do with some of our. Sometimes we realize that you are doing well. We want you to establish yourself. So we help you go on. So he came to join us. He became our first manager. He was the cleaner for the shop, dispatch rider. He was the accountant. He was everything at the shop. While I was still in school, I was guiding him small. He was doing most of this. He was coming to work on Saturday, on Sunday. So sometimes I call him to our office, telling him that all of you are enjoying. Now people are being paid 30 months salary, which I do. Now I pay 30 months salary, leave encashment. I do all those things. This is the person that started the work that you are enjoying. He was taking 200 cedi.
Wow.
Yes, and I call him. He comes to my office. We are friends, all of them. Me, I don't sack people. Unless the system will let you leave, but I don't sack. But we never had any issue. He's been my friend till now. He tell them deal. So the work was going on from there. One thing that did the turnaround for us is that, you see, when you were in tertiary school, at any point in time, if you're in level 100, and let's say you are 3,000 people in level 100, there are 3,000 people in level 200, level 300, level 500, right? So at a point in time, my seniors were leaving school. And when they are leaving, some are coming level 100, level 200. When they leave school, they get posted to all over the country. So my customers were getting scattered all over the country. So I'm not surprised that all businesses that started from tertiary, like Chris business, that's doing so well. I even bought some yesterday, Pizza Man and Chicken Man. That started from tertiary. And you get your customers from tertiary, build your credibility, trustworthiness from there. When the customer gets scattered, your business gets wider with small cash input.
Right.
You get it?
Right.
Because the credibility is built from there.
Yes.
So when I wanted to sell, someone wants to buy medical equipment, my friends will tell them that, because some of them are very good with them. They say, we have this friend in school who used to say, let me contact him and see if he's still in that business. He says, I can supply. Even those are good suppliers, I can supply. And I take the contract, look for help, and let some people help me. I supply the contract. Get another bigger supply or something. Help me. We all share the money small. That is how it was growing. Sometimes if someone wants to buy something from me or from my Facebook ad or from something. So, but we haven't seen you before. I ask them, where are you located? So I'm in Bolga. Then I go to my school page. We have a general school page with about 20,000 people, 10,000 people. I put, who of you is in Bolga at this moment? Then someone will reply, I'm in Bolga now. Okay, then if it's not someone I know, I'll find out from someone I know that, do you know this person? Is it credible? So it's credible. Okay. Then someone wants to buy something from me in Bolga. I want to send you the product. He will give you the money when it comes to pick it up. Then you pick, let's say, this percentage of the money and send me the balance. So when they were doing that, they were doing those deliveries and other things for me. So now it means that I have a rep anywhere in Ghana, any town. Unless there's no hospital, there's no chips compound, there's no clinic or medical center. I have reps there who know me and what I so that is how the company turned around. You get
Wow.
it? Because of that, it became nationwide, even to Nigeria, some Cote d'Ivoire, some other West African countries. Because some of the universities and our mates, after completion, they were foreigners. So after completion, some went to Ivory Coast back, some went to Nigeria back. So I mean, that is how.
So you started a business while you were in school.
Yeah.
Finished, and you are still working in that business.
Yeah, I'm still working.
You are not looking for a job.
Okay, so I have this philosophy I picked from Pep Guardiola. Me, I don't have option B. I believe that anytime you have an option B, the option A is not that sharp. Subconsciously, yes. Subconscious, that's my belief. I don't know for others. So this is my belief. I know that subconsciously, anytime you have a second option, an alternate option, the option A loses its potency. Because subconsciously, you know that even if it doesn't work, I have a job. So I didn't even do national service.
I see.
I didn't do national because I knew if I had done national, even though, you see, I completed with first class. It was awarded by UCC, first class. Even I didn't like the health. But wherever I find myself, whether I like it or not, I do it well. So instead of going to do national service, my mom, you see, my mom and those people, they have the pride, the joy that their son is being called, physician assistant. You are in the consulting room where they call it, you see how they treat clinical people. They want to have that kind of pride. I told them, well, I'm not in for that. I didn't because that was the only available option. So right now that I'm not going to do the practice, what should I do? If I had done the service, I would be forced to do go and work. So I just wanted to have an excuse to give to everybody who asked me. I didn't do the service. So it's when my company became big, then I registered with National Service Secretariat. Yes. I don't know if their name is still like NSS. That is when I decided to do my service in my company. Instead of going to do the service elsewhere, I didn't do it. Because if I had gotten the service and then everything, but I wrote my license exams and got my license.
How many people are you employing now?
Directly, like a little over 30. Indirectly, it's at 54. Indirectly, 54 addition to the direct staff, right? If the option A doesn't work, the option A will work. If it doesn't work, I'll still force it to work. You get it? What about if it doesn't work? It will work. If it doesn't work, I'll still let it work. I had made up my mind that at worst, you give me underwear, I will sell it. There's no embarrassment in selling. I was brought up with tomatoes and other things selling. That's not what I used to be the business, but it built me on how to sell elsewhere.
So I'm not sure. I think you must be a Gen Z, right?
Yes.
But you're a different type of Gen Z.
Kind of, yeah. That's true. I think it's true. Yeah, I'm different. The normal Gen Z don't follow my vibe.
Yeah, you remind me of a millennial.
Well, that is okay. Most of my friends and mentors are old. Like last week or last 2 weeks, I was going to give one mentor, Captain Retired Budukumsen. I was going to give him my document to review for me, my strategy to review for me. When I sent him a soft copy, he said, Sammy, are you out of your mind? Do you know I'm over 70 years? You are bringing me a soft copy. How many pages? 100 and something pages. He said, no, print hard copy and bring me. I want to write inside. You see the kind of people I move with. They are old folks. So I blend how they do their things, other things, with how, we as Gen Z.
Do you definitely see the difference between you and some of your classmates?
Yes, I do.
What's the difference?
Risk appetite. One, I never think that our generation, we are lazy. I don't think that way. I think that we are not innovative.
Okay.
That one I'm permitted, full chest, to say that our generation, we are not innovative. We are not lazy, but we are not innovative.
Gen Zs are not lazy.
No, they are not. We are not lazy.
They are not
innovative. It's innovation we lack. Innovation means that we are trained to write BEC. That is our upbringing. And senior high school too, we are trained to write WASI, like perform well in WASI. There are a lot of things that I think that we could have shaped our children from their infancy, which I'm currently doing with some of them. So there are people that their kids are with me. Sometimes when I'm going to bank, I take some very young people to the bank. I tell them that when we say someone has his check has bounced, this is what it means. At a very young age. Yes. I let some of the kids, some 13, 14, I let them write my check for me. Then I will do the signing part just to introduce them to how the banking system works. Okay, because I feel that there are a lot of things that we could have. It's just innovation, and it's not our fault. That is, I don't blame us. That's how just the system has been designed to be. And I have a problem. Not long ago, I was talking about it. That, for example, if you pick children, a lot of children are going to school and they don't really know what they want to do with their lives. Okay. Oh, I want to be a pharmacist. Sometimes they even go to senior high school before they know they want to become a pharmacist. I want to be a pharmacist. Do you know what it takes to become a pharmacist? They don't have any idea about it. So they would have learned so hard on their physics, their maths, and a lot of the mentorship we get lost. You get it. So I think it's the innovation that we lack and the creativity, the problem-solving mindset is what maybe the environment or whatever has shaped us to. Even in tertiary, let me pick my mate as tertiary. I feel that there should be some reform in our education.
So how come anytime you make money, you come here to say that there should be reform in the education system? It's only the people that have make money when they come. As soon as they come in, they say we should reform the education system.
Derrick, I'll tell you why. A lot of people don't know what they don't know.
Okay.
We are ignorant of our ignorance. You see, if I know that there's someone there with a brand, Konnected Minds, and what I'm trying to build, okay, I have some information to share. That Konnected Minds is what will help me put the information out there. You see, I know that Konnected Minds will help me put the information out there, but I don't yet know Konnected Minds. I know that someone out there is doing this that I have to go and look for.
Right.
So I know my ignorance. So let me put it this way. I know that I have blood pressure, but I don't know that there are BP drugs out there.
Okay.
So it means I am not ignorant of my ignorance. I know my problem. I don't know the solution, right? So I know that there's a solution somewhere to my problem, but I don't know who has the solution. Meaning that you are not ignorant of your problem. You're not ignorant of what you don't know. You know that there's something you don't know.
Right.
You know that you need marketing to succeed in your business, but you don't know marketing. But you have come to know that you need marketing as a skill. You need finance as a skill, but you don't know it yet. So it means you know your ignorance, or you know what you don't know. But there are some people who don't even know that they have that need, let alone to go and look for that solution. Do you get it?
Yes.
So they are ignorant of their ignorance. You get it? So I think it's not like when we start doing business, getting well. Me, I'm not rich. I'm not a wealthy person. I don't call myself rich. I'm just putting something out there to help people I'm trying to build something with. I don't call myself as rich. I'm my big boss.
But you've made money. You've made money.
Oh, now you get there. You get there. I don't see.
So that's why
you want my mother to call me that. Call me that.
So that's why you are here telling us that we should reform.
We first have to know what we don't know. Then we can go and look for it. So I think that some of my mates or some of the people, it's not like they are lazy, no, but they just don't know what. But how would they know the things they don't know unless they are taught? So the reforms I'm talking about in terms of business is that this is my philosophy. This is what I believe in. I was putting out there last time. Let's say if we're using 4 years to train a nurse, I think, I'll get back to the 3 years form. I think that we should have used just maybe 3 years to teach them the clinical side of the work they're supposed to do. And 1 year to teach them the business in the field they have chosen, the profession they have chosen. So let's say 3 years to teach them the nursing and clinical practice. 1 year to teach them how to start their own nursing home.
Right.
3 years to teach them the pharmacy practice. 1 year to teach them how to start their own pharmacy. 3 years to teach them the professional teaching. 1 year to teach them how to start their own school. Do you get where I'm talking about? This is how your profession is supposed to have been. Someone will say, oh, but if you learned that in school, how are you going to get capital to start your own school? Yes. Teaching you how to start business, we call something corporate finance. So how to raise capital is also part of the things they will teach you. So they teach you finance, raising capital, managing the funds, sales and logistics, risk, corporate governance. Mention them, HR, human resource, operations. They will teach you all those things. So that when you leave the pharmacy school and you want to start your own pharmacy, you can also get other friends who also, the only thing they have is money. You see, there are some people out there, the only thing they have is money. They don't have time. They don't have business idea. They have nothing.
That's true.
They are also looking for people who have business ideas to give their money to. Some, there are people who the only thing they have is a shop for pharmacy, a storeroom for pharmacy. They don't have money. They don't have drugs. You understand? Those people can also, so that it would have been easy to create entrepreneurs from the professions. That one, we would have created, it can drop that strategy can drop our unemployment rates by the highest of margin.
Okay, let me mess up your head right now.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was speaking to a nurse.
Okay, nurse.
And she said she has not been posted yet by the government.
Okay.
She's waiting to be posted. Okay. Prior to that, I had met a nurse at Villaggio. She was a receptionist. And she said she had not been posted for the past 5 years and she's waiting to be posted. So she's being a receptionist now, in the meantime. Now let's get back to the second nurse. She said, the one yesterday, she said that currently some of her mates are earning 700 cedis
a month. Working at maybe some of the hospitals.
Because a lot of them are doing locum, some are private. They have not been posted.
I understand.
For me, this means that there is a bigger problem at hand. And the bigger problem is that it is true, the government cannot do it all. But the bigger issue here is a lot of these people, they want to work. They don't want to start businesses. And I give you why. She ended up saying that when you work for the government, they give you allowances, health insurance. You know, she was talking about a whole lot of things that they give them. And there's security. And when they work for the private companies, the issue they have is that sometimes they can lose their job anytime they want. This is why sometimes, unfortunately, even when people know that entrepreneurship may be the way, they still don't want to do it because they want security. What do you say about that?
I genuinely think that not everybody can become an entrepreneur. It's a calling.
It's a calling.
Yes. You need some. Anybody at all can become a business owner, but not anybody can become an entrepreneur. There's something I'm preaching now. I'm currently preaching. I call it C, and I'm creating an advocacy for it as C International, SEA. I call it Sweat Equity Advocates International or Sweat Equity Advocacy. What do I mean? I am a pharmacist. I'm a nurse. I think I have some value. I have learned a lot at school that I can help your brand to become big. Right now, they are not employed. Do we not eat? Me, I'm also not employed. I'm also not posted yet, right? But yes, all of us are waiting for posting in a way. So what is the solution to the problem? The solution that I profess is that if I think that I have so much to offer, I can discuss with people that are doing business that, you say you want to pay me 1,000 Ghana cedis. That's what I'm saying is the mindset on business. That's the problem. Being taught how businesses run. That's the problem.
You think that's what people lack?
So I think that we are not so much introduced to business from our professional point of view. So that we know you are a nurse, you can start this one. Or you are a nurse, you can start home care. Just by asking friends, who of you has friends abroad that have their old parents in Ghana? I'm a nurse and I want to take the opportunity to care for them in exchange for some $100 a month or $150 a month. Ghana here, everybody knows somebody. So they can connect you with someone who lives in Accra. Their parents are in Akosumu or something. They want someone to care. You see, we say, who needs it? Sometimes if you don't create the problem or amplify the problem for the people to see, they wouldn't see that there's a need for a solution. You get my point? Because it takes someone to say that there's a glass protector you need to put on your phone. Before we go to no glass protector, we're not using phones without the protector. We didn't have a problem. When the glass protector came, now people will say there's a privacy protector. Now, if we have a type that you put in your phone that someone cannot read what you. It wasn't a problem to us until
you think people are not innovative enough?
And yes, but I think the innovation is we are not lazy. But innovation is taught as we call it as reasoning, problem solving. You get it? At school. So it's not part of the thing we when we teach business at school in anybody's profession, we'll be able to predict these problems and solve it by this kind of this kind of innovative ways, and we will pick something from it. That is me. It's just innovation we lack.
I think what I really want to understand is how you've been able to institutionalize your business. How did you do it?
Apart from mentorship that we discussed, all these things, you need people, unlock capital, other things that people can have. Like I was saying, there are people out there who have money, but they don't have business ideas. Some have money, have business ideas, they don't have time. So you can get access to their funding, and you can get access to some people who are also dedicated and want to build a vision with you. Especially when they know how you have treated your old staff, other people, and they know that you are not going to throw them away when you do something well with them, then they move along with you. So people is one. Captain Budukumsen said that if you get your human management, the people you are working with, their management, if you get it right, you have solved 80% of the problems you have in your business in scaling it up from very small to upstairs. So employee welfare is one thing I really prioritize. So it's systems and structures that have brought our company from where it was to where. If I say, we all hear people say system, structure. What do we mean? What exactly do we mean? So one of them is recruitment and people management. So let me say people management in total. Make a strategy of it. Are you going to poach top talent, or you're going to recruit from, link up with some university and let them come and do internship like we do at our place? They come and do internship at our end. When you finish your internship, you are good. You can come and do your national service. When you're done your national service, we look at, you screen some of them, we retain you. Some we even go and do quiz competition at some of the schools, pick the top talents, award them with something, you come in. You get it? So it has to be your strategy. You have to be very intentional about some things you do. If you want to, let's say, manage your finances, how are you going to get money to put in the business? Oh, you are going to use bank loan. That is your strategy. Or me, I'm going to use, there's something we call debenture. I don't know if you know how it works, but when you go into corporate financing, this thing didn't come coincidentally. I have learned a lot about business. So I did MBA, like I was saying, I've done HR, I've done corporate governance to become member of, we got me inducted into as a member of Institute of Directors Ghana as a certified director. I did LLB, law degree. I did finance as MBA. I've done a lot of things to bring me. It's all part of the learning. Else you can't do these things. So the Companies Act under corporate finance talks about something we call debentures. Loans are there. But sometimes families and friends can give you some instrument, something like a small, not formalized loan. And you use it to run your business. And you give them an agreed amount of money. However, if you're paying them those profits, you have to deduct more as withholding tax. That's what the law says. So there are a lot of families and friends who have, like Madam did for me some time ago. There are a lot of families and friends who have money. How did I meet those families and friends? From school. They were giving me 5,000 and 2,000 as their school fees. Now they have grown, so they can give me 100,000, 200,000. Or you don't agree with me? It's
I agree.
So that is how it works. And I did what we call debenture certificate for them. That's what the law says. So without knowing what the law says and how these things work, we can't execute them. So debenture certificate means that people who have $100,000, $200,000. In fact, Derrick, if you want 1 million Ghana cedi, right? If you want 1 million Ghana cedi today, 50,000 Ghana cedi from 20 people is 1 million. Maybe you haven't thought of that. Do you get it? 50,000 cedi. Or let's say it's too big. Let me do 100,000 Ghana cedi. If you're a nurse, you want 100,000 Ghana cedi to do business. Do you not think you have 20 of your classmates that have 5,000 that can bet their 5,000 Ghana cedi on you because you were credible at school? 5,000 from your colleague nurse, they can get for you. 5,000 from 20 people is 100,000 Ghana cedi, right? 5,000 from 10 people is 50,000. Your small mini import business can do it. Just that it has to be families and friends. There are rules around it. Wait, that's the knowing your ignorance. No, the rules around it is that you can't openly advertise to the market because you are switching to Securities and Exchange Commission. That one, you are soliciting funds from the general public. You are not allowed to do that. You also can't make it like you are taking deposit because you are not a deposit taking institution, because there are registered companies that the laws of Ghana allow them to take deposit. Do you get it? But your mother and your sisters and your families and friends can give you money. It's allowed. Just that you don't expect them to give you the money and you don't give anything in return. So the law has made an allowance that there should be something like debentures that people can give you their money without you borrowing from the bank And it's not public invitation also. That you can use their monies to trade and give them monies, something small on it. Just that small thing you are paying them, no, you have to withhold something small on it as tax and pay. Do you get it? So if you understand these things, it's good and you can scale it up. There's no limit to it. You can scale it. If he was having 100,000 now, he can get 1 million for you. Even if you don't extend the number of people, he himself can use his head as guarantee and take from the husband and add it to his. You are still dealing with the same person and give it to you. Or you don't get my point.
No.
They also have their friends. What you have only restricted is how many people you want to deal with. But it's up to them to get, if they want to get some money from some families and friends to increase how much they can give you. Well, all the law says is you are not taking deposit. You see, sometimes, let's say I get a big contract, it's bigger than me. I don't want to quote big figures. So let's say 100,000 Ghana cedi contract. 100,000 Ghana cedi contract.
You are being smart about this one.
Let's say you have 100,000 Ghana cedi contract, and I don't have the money to fund it. I can break it down. This is my cost price. This is my selling price. These are my margins. And go to 3 friends that I have this contract that I have to do, but I don't have the money to do it. So each of you should contribute 30,000 cedi. Right? And then myself that I brought a contract, I don't have money, so I'll contribute only 10,000 cedi to make 100,000. And we will get, let's say, 150,000 at the end of the day. We will share it according to our ratios of contribution. Is that not it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So me, capital has never been my headache. Building credibility is only my headache. Because when I build the credibility, people give me capital. So capital has never been my headache. When I build credibility, people will give me a capital. When you start afresh, you don't get a lot of people. But when one person does it with you, they say, oh, you are credible enough right from school.
And you pay.
Oh, when I pay, from 20, it's not me paying, The customer gives, as soon as the customer pays, we share the monies. Everybody's own. Then the small have to deduct per law. Is the small withholding tax I have to deduct on which my people understand. You understand? I pay to government. That's government's part of it. It's not on their full money. It's just on the profits. You get my point? So, it should be very easy for us to scale. Capital should, like if you're looking for $1 million,
yeah,
$50,000 from 20 friends, it's $1 million. Or
that's it. Look,
so the same way as a 55,000 cedi from, it just depends on the level you are. 5,000 cedi from 20 friends is is 100,000.
Some of these people, they don't have friends that have that kind of money.
No, that's why we were sent to school for. You play at your size. We were sent to school to get these kind of mates that can give you that amount of money. So at your school, maybe your school is such that, let's say you went to nursing school. Nursing school, that means that your friends may not be able to get 100,000 for you, but they can get 3,000 for you.
He's saying that if he can't get 3,000, what makes him think that his friend has 3,000?
Oh no, you haven't understood my point. My point is that it's not like you can't get 3,000. Just that your 3,000 is not enough to start what you are trying to do. So the fact that you can't get 3,000 doesn't mean that everybody in the class also comes from the same socioeconomic background like yourself. No. Just that I just don't like doing the money side of it. When I do it with you for a long time, my next project, I want you to co-own. I want to co-own with you. I want you to also be a business owner. I want you to become a shareholder instead of just trading the money, because you can lose the money at any point in time. So there are projects. That is what.
So you are using other people's money?
Yeah, I'm using other people's money. They don't have time. They don't have ideas. They only have the money. Why do they have money? Some of them are doing well-to-pay 9-to-5 jobs, or they have access to salary loans because of the work they are doing. So they would, because of credibility, they will use their salary loans. Maybe the loan rate is 15% per year. The transaction, your contract we are going to do, they will get 40%. They will go and borrow from the bank at 15%, right?
How were you able to prove to people that you're not going to jackpot with the money?
Because of where I started from my madam. So it's referrals. I don't talk to general people. No, I don't. That one is public solicitor of funds. If you are not registered with Security and Exchange Commission, you can't do that. So I don't publicly solicit funds that people should give me money for me to do. No. It's private people. Private people, they know you family. They know you friends. So it's referrals. You get it? Referral means that my mother will you say, oh, I don't have money, but I have this yam or this farm or this thing here. Get buyers, let them bring their truck, load it. The money, I won't even hold it. Use it to yourself to go and bring him back to me. It works that fine.
So that term, medical landlord, what does that mean? Where did you get that from?
we were into medical supplies, right? That's how we started.
Yeah.
Now, it's just a very tiny bit of what we do.
You've expanded the business.
Yes. We do what we call medical real estate.
What does that mean?
So it's new in Ghana. I think, if I'm right, then, or if I'm not mistaken, we are the first company that is doing something like that in Ghana. For South Africa, even a company is listed on the South African Stock Exchange that is doing medical real estate. US is there. They're big guys. One of my distant mentors, he does $4 billion
In medical real estate.
Yeah, medical real estate. But for them, what they do is they build hospitals, rent it to doctors who don't have money to build hospitals. Okay, so that they will do the consulting, they share the revenues. You have your license, you have your credibility as a cardiologist, nephrologist, gastroenterologist, whatever. So is it real estate that people play in? It's good. Everybody is preaching real estate, but we are trying to do something different. Don't forget of my idea of trying to go into engineering. You get it? So the engineering has influenced the way I still do anything at all that I hold. So instead of going the general real estate business, I said, okay, I'm in the medical space. So if people can build hospitals, can build pharmacies, there are people who also don't know how to run the hospital, but they have money. But they wish they would own a hospital one day. Then what I want to do is that let me build the hospitals and sell the hospital to them. Or let me stock their hospitals for them as just a medical equipment supplier. Let me stock their hospitals for them. Or let me build their pharmacies for them. But at a point in time, I was realizing something. The hospital is not the building. It is the system and structure, the business. So someone can have a small building that is generating more revenue than a big hospital. I mean, big building hospital. So it meant that some of the people I do the hospitals for, after talking for them, don't know that they don't have the strategies, the business ideas, the things me and my team have learned. My legal department, my HR, my strategy, other things. They don't have that. If that is the case, then let's build hospitals and allow people to own part of the hospital or part of the pharmacy or part of the diagnostic center. Just as the way people own Airbnb apartments in a big building. You get it? Meaning that we can let you virtually own a healthcare business without touching anything with your hand. Do you get my point? We can say, we are building this particular hospital. It's one city. If you're interested in owning a hospital in this particular location, if you want 50% of the one city, you can pay 50% of the value of the hospital. Is that not it? So that is what I am currently doing. So people build hospitals to sell drugs and get revenue. Or people build pharmacies to sell drugs and get revenue. But now, we build the pharmacies to sell it out as a pharmacy, not as a store, and not as a... We build diagnostic centers too. I mean, medical diagnosis labs to sell it out. But there are some people, if you look at them, if you sell it out, you come back the following year and you see that the money has gone waste because they couldn't manage it. So to help them manage it, we have decided that sometimes we will sell just majority or just a portion of the hospital to them and retain some. So we run it to profitability and we exit like a venture capital company. Do you get it? That is what brought the name Medical Landlord, the medical real estate business. So we are doing real estate. It's a commercial form of real estate, not residential. Commercial, just like people do warehouses at that time, but in our space, it's in the healthcare space. And a lot of my friends, especially, I have friends friends who manage footballers. A lot of athletes. They don't have time to go and manage businesses. But their company is such that, or what they do is such that when they have an injury, they can have life-threatening injuries so that they can't continue football. What did they do with their investment? You understand? I have friends who are working, they're in the diaspora. They are doing some other works. And they want to own businesses in Ghana. But then they can't come and sit here and run. And when they open for some people too, it collapses. So what I just showed them some of the hospitals I'm running, or we have, as it stands now, we have shares in about 12 different hospitals. And chain of pharmacies. Yes. Sometimes we say people should do joint ventures. They say, what about if you fight? Do we not have a lot of partners in Ghana who are not fighting? Despite Dr. and Dr. Enes Sapon and Father Dixon. Even Kwame Sefa, that is their staff or a staff. They have been together for over 20 years. They are not fighting. So why can't we be like people that are not fighting? And we are only thinking like the people that are fighting. We can also be together and not fight. It's just systems and structures. What do you mean by system? System means that if there's something we call joint venture agreement or shareholders agreement.
Yep.
For example, in my company, our policy is that at the directors level, if we are discussing an issue and we hit a dead end and we don't have any way out, we have agreed on document that the person who has the highest knowledge in what we are discussing. His final reasonable opinion is what we take. So there's no way we are going to fight on something we didn't resolve, because there's a policy that when we are discussing, let's say, building, and we have a civil engineer in our team or construction expert in our team, and we are not able to resolve, among ourselves, his final reasonable opinion. How do you work on reasonable? Because in court they call it objective test. The most reasonable opinion from the average person, kind of. Where if you subject it to other people, 8 people out of, let's say, 10 will say, this way, who have the same expertise in this period, will say this way is the best. That is the reasonable. That's how we carry his last opinion, or his last opinion, reasonable opinion, is what we take. So we are not going to have an issue. All things have been documented that, if you're a director, this is how you comport yourself. You can't befriend. There's something called, my mentor used to call amorous policy of unity. I don't know if he said on your podcast. He was not allowing people to intermarry in their workplace or date among themselves.
Yeah,
something
he
like
mentioned
that.
it.
People were knowing. So let's say we have set that kind of principle at workplace, and you are a founder of the company, and you have harassed someone or you are dating someone, and there is a policy, then you have to exit. We are not taking your shares from your hands, but the staff maybe you were a staff. That one, you will lose that opportunity. You cease to get salary. But when we make profits, declare profit, and we give dividends, you have your share. You get your share. So you can be the CEO and we will let you step outside. You can be the founder, like myself. If I go against the principle, I can be told to step down and let someone run it. If I'm running it into debt, it's fine. Even though I founded it, they can let me step, because I'm sending the business into debt or something. So this is how we run the medical real estate business. That brought my name, Medical Landlord, because of the real estate and the medical combined. You get it? We are doing
I
a
see.
couple of
No. That was well put. Very well put. I think when you started speaking, you've spoken a lot about mentorship.
Yeah.
How important is that in building wealth in Ghana?
It's the number one resource you need, or capital you need to start a business.
Mentorship.
The number one. First, I used to say it's the number 2. Second to God's grace. Later on, I realized that God is even a mentor. So it's the number 1. Do you get it?
Yeah,
First, I used to think that mentorship was second only to God's grace. But I realized that God, He gives the grace to His mentees. So it's still mentorship. So it's the number 1. Mentorship is the number 1 capital you need. What do I say? Why do I say that? Let's start with God's grace. God will give you the grace. I believe in that. I don't know what others believe, but this is my belief. So I believe in God's grace. That is there. If you take that one out, next, you have to meet people who have made some mistakes and tell you what the mistakes they have made are, and you avoid them.
Do people truly tell you the mistakes they've made?
If you won't make nonsense of it, they will tell you. If you won't make nonsense, you won't rubbish the mistakes, they will tell you. Okay? I will tell you why you see, mentorship can come in different forms. You can read them from books. You can read them. Let me tell you a typical example. This Sam Walton story I started during the discussion with Walmart. He started his business in 1945. He said he had come back from the army. He started a business with $50,000 of his own business, $250,000 of a loan from his father-in-law. Anytime I say this, I joke about it. At 1945, people had father-in-laws that give them $250,000 loan. I'll come back to that. Not everybody will get a father-in-law, no problem. But I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is that he said he rented a space from a company we call PK Homes to start his Walmart. When he started it, the landlord was taking 5% of his monthly revenue as rent. It's not 5% of profit, 5% of his revenue as rent. Whether he's going to make profit or not,
the landlord did not care.
Was taken. And after 2 years or 3 years of doing the business, he went to the landlord again that he wants to renew his rent. The landlord said never. He's going to give it to his son. He cried bitterly. And he talked to his brother and he went for shop hunting. Then, when he got some, do you know how many years do you know how many years he went for on that the new property when he got some? 100.
Wow.
Yes, he went for 100 years. 100 years lease on the property. Because he didn't want to repeat the mistake he first made. So do you know what that taught me? That's what I'm talking about mentorship. What that taught me is, my space that I rented for 3 years, Do you know currently how many years I have on rent? 10 years. Even that one, I bought a property just next to it. So even if the landlord says that today I'm taking my property, I have a property next to it. Are you getting my point? So these are mistakes people have made that they have written for us, that they tell us. But you know, I don't expect any of the big guys in Ghana, our own Big Daddy, Dr. Despite, or any of the big players in Ghana, or Dr. Kofia, Captain Retired Prince Kofia Amwabin, to come and sit on radio and tell us that he has so many ideas, so people should come to him and come and collect some. He
They
doesn't
don't
work
have
like
the
that.
time.
It's we have to actively, you see, even when you are looking for staff to recruit, there are three main ways. There are what we call active seekers of job. They don't have job, you are looking for some. There are what we call passive candidates, meaning that they qualify, but they are already working elsewhere. And there are something like a hybrid. Dig them up. So these are passive seekers who qualify to give this kind of mentorship and advice, but they don't come and sit on TV and say, come, or you don't expect Kofi Saka. I follow him so much. I follow him so much. To come and sit here, come, I'm into real estate to come and learn from me. No. But if you approach him by any means, you see him fueling his car somewhere, you see him do it, then you approach him and say, do you know how people used to go to Jesus Christ? They were fighting through the crowd, though. It wasn't a joke. To getting someone to mentor you is not on a silver platter. I mean, it's not there like, random. You just say, they will chasing you that come and let me mentor you. No, I chase them. We have to chase them.
And I also think sometimes, we don't put ourselves in a position that is worthy of somebody mentoring us.
That is very true. That is very true. Because
let me stop you here for a minute. So if it's your first time watching Konnected Minds, or you have been here before but still have not subscribed, do us a favor, because majority of the people that watch our videos have not subscribed. This doesn't help us grow beyond what we expect. So help us by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you. Now let's get back to the conversation.
When you are a mentee to someone, you don't need capital and other things plenty, because they can help you unlock capital, even if it's not their own money. They can give you their property or asset as a collateral to use for funding. They can give you the connection. Just one call can lead you. There are places I go and I thought, oh, I am a mentee to so and so, and the person picks a phone, call him. Oh, I met this guy. He's right here. He said he's your mentee. So yes, he doesn't have whether I'm credible or not. Yeah. So this one, if you don't do, I'll call your boss. You get it? So someone to put his reputation there for you, you have to be at a position you should have justified beyond every reasonable doubt that you won't disgrace them.
Sometimes these people too, when they tell the story, the young people don't believe it.
You see, a lot of things have jammed our optimism threshold or belief threshold.
Yep.
Such that things that used to convince us no more convince us. What do I mean? There are people who have narrated stories that later on it turned out not to be the case. So a lot of people are trying to, or they are struggling to know who of this one is not like the first one that came. Are you getting my point? So that is how the discussions are. But you see, I'm not too much surprised how these things work. Let me tell you why. In the Bible, I believe in the Bible. There are some strategies I pick from the Bible. In the Bible, when Samuel was to anoint Saul, he went out to look for the father's flock. And then later on, Samuel called him. Saul, I'm not talking about David. Saul, it was Saul. That he would come for his anointing. He anointed him and he said he was going to be the king. When he met his uncle, the uncle asked him, where did you go to? He said that he was going to look for the father's flock. And what happened? When you met Samuel, what did he tell you? When Samuel told him that the flock had gone back home. They have been found. Was it true? Yes, someone told him that. But he also added that he was going to be king, which he didn't add it to his. He didn't tell that story to the uncle.
I see.
So it depends on what some people are going to make of the story. You understand? The scripture says he never told him the entire story. That's what the Bible said. He didn't tell his uncle the entire story that someone told him that he was going to be king. He only thought about the flocks part of it, because perhaps it would not have been that good.
But why? Why don't they just tell people show me the way that those young people are expecting?
it is not coincidental that when Africans are traveling, they don't inform their families. When David told a story, what happened? When he told a story, you know David of old, the Bible. Yes. What happened when he told the story? What happened? Let's pick Joseph's story. When he told this was even his family. When he told him his story, what is coming to happen to him, and how he has been conquering the things he's doing the things, the extraordinary things he's been doing. That he feel that God's blessings with him. When he told him, what happened? They put him in the pit, right, and later sold him. But do you know that wasn't even the original idea? They wanted to kill him. It is one of his brothers, I think Reuben, who said, oh no, let's not kill him. Let's put him in this pit. With this idea being that if they all go, then later he will come back and come and take him from the pit. But the original intention was to kill him. That was what the scripture said. He said he wanted to kill him. So people told their story. That is what Micah chapter 7 verse 5, okay? If you go to Micah 7 verse 5, he said, don't trust even the closest companion. Even, he said, the woman who lies in your bosom. This is not me saying, this is what I believe in. Why? Because a lot of people have told their stories and people make nonsense of it, or they can use it to attack you. That's why people say your secret is your power. You see, some people say it, your secret is your power. You can tell you story upon story or story that people told their stories and people make nonsense. So sometimes they will tell the story and leave some part of it. I know someone who told a story about how he's doing his pharmacy and how well it's going, and told him about the next move that he's trying to do. Is a pharmacy to his location base. It has restrictions. When he went, the person has gone for the location. Do you get it? So I think that unless you're not making nonsense of the story, you're not rubbishing it or something. People tell their stories in books and other things. There's this book that I read from my mentor, the UT story.
Yeah.
He told his story plainly. He said when he was about to start his company, about 19 families and friends promised him that when he should go for the license for the savings and loans, like that susu or whatever, savings and loans. When he go for the license, they will give him money. 2 weeks ago, I was with him at Achimota golf course. At the golf, and we were discussing this. We were laughing because not even one person from the people, after telling them. So what's the essence of even telling him the story? Not even one person help him get those one. But he told all his story. Everything is in it. It's in his book now. So people tell their story. If you want inner version of the stories, you have to justify that when they tell you, you're not going to make nonsense of. And sometimes I feel that, you see, you need a particular set of hardware to handle a particular set of software, right? Some stories may be too much for you to bear, so they may not tell you, or to connect the dots.
The Bible says, do not cast spells before swine. They will trample on it. In fact, they will hurt themselves.
Right. You see the point? So sometimes if you say, oh, why is the person not giving you SPSS? Why is the person not giving you FIFA 2025? You are running Pentium 1. How does he give you, tell you about how
the
to
hardware?
Get it? You don't have the hardware.
So the tons of people on Twitter who are bashing some of these things, I watched 50 billion plates. I started with this. Most of them don't have the hardware.
Oh no, I think there's a problem with the hardware. There's a problem with their belief. We are not too exposed.
You believe those stories are true?
Yeah, I believe those stories are true. So let me pick Richie's example. Richie said at age 30 he had $1 million. I think he didn't do well at age 30, $1 million. Right. Or maybe because of the instrument he had at.
Yeah.
Right now, I personally myself, I said I wanted some things. I called the Kubank that this is what I want to buy. The value is, let's say, 200 cedi. I'm getting it for 100 cedi.
Yeah.
A woman said, I'll buy for you. When they buy for me, if I want to even resell it right now, you get my point. So he did. Most of these stories, they are true. Just that they may not be the full story, or some of the people. You see, having your story is different. Knowing how to narrate it is another thing.
Yes.
Some people know some things, but don't know how to teach it, and it's not their fault. They are not teachers. That's fine. It's sometimes, you see, some people they know their story so well that sometimes they can even leave when they are narrating. They will leave someone. They may not know that you will need this particular portion of the story to make sense in the full story. They didn't know. You will know that. So I think sometimes how they narrate the story, they may not get the full time to tell you the full story. Yes, people.
What I also figured out is that sometimes even the numbers people quote in public is lower than what.
Yes, that's true.
Actually,
that's true.
I think there was a time I was talking about how I started a pharmacy in East Legon for 40,000. It's actually The number is more than that. It just so happens that, I don't know, these things happen, isn't it? Say you are in an interview and then they ask you a question like we are. Your mind go very quickly to the things you can remember now, and then you share it.
Yeah.
In another interview, depending on how the questions come out, there may be similarities, but you might say one or two
Let
things.
me give you
a
a
slightly
example. Zafelis interviewed me on my story and our story some time ago, and I think when I was narrating the COVID story, there are a couple of things I forgot inside because it's not a scripted interview; it's a normal conversation. So sometimes when you have the scale interview, then you can polish. Oh, this even happened before this one, or this even happened because some of them are very long ago and they haven't written books about them, or it's not something he's scripted in. Sometimes we understate. We understate some of the figures and the values.
Especially because of the environment we're in.
Yeah, especially because of the environment.
And we also understand that some people, the hardware is a bit different.
Yeah, so you just don't give them more than they can chew.
But Sammy, medical landlord.
Yeah.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I've ever received is from my mentor, Captain Wabe. I mention his name a lot because he's shaped how I run business. He said that, you see the way mosquitoes run, mosquitoes operate, mosquitoes in our environment. Mosquitoes, they bite, they may suck your blood, or they may just make noise without doing anything at all, right? Sometimes people don't even go and kill the ones that did the biting, but just those that are doing the noise. Okay, they might not have bitten them. They are just doing noise. It's just the noise that is irritating. It has gotten to above the tolerable threshold. You get my point? So he may get up from the sleep or go and look for the mosquito anywhere, comb everywhere in the room to kill the mosquito because it was making the noise was becoming irritating. Sometimes he said he taught me how to live a very simple, very low life. Very simple. He said even at his peak, he had 3 shoes, watches, other things. They were 2, 3, 1. I mean, very simple life. He was even renting. I mean, it's even in his book that he was renting. He had some houses, fine, but he was renting. You understand? He taught us to live way, way below our means. Not to get too much attached to material things. Because when you lose them, you go crazy. So you don't lose your sanity making money. He said, live very simple life so that big players, other people, don't crash you out of business like the way people get up to go and kill mosquitoes. When they haven't done anything, I mean, they haven't done anything to them. You understand? But you are killing it because the noise is irritating. Sometimes what you are starting may be irritating to big players. So stay low. However, no longer when I was discussing it, I brought that up and I told him that this you did that in the past, but now we are in the social media environment. You get it? The media world. So now he reiterated the point that then you have to balance what you're putting out there in the media space with your simple life, so that it doesn't annoy, it doesn't draw undue attention, inappropriate attention to yourself. Do you get my point? That one, you create enemies. You create too many enemies that you can bear. He told me this, and it's one of the things that really shaped how I do my business. Very low, very simple, not too much of noise that can create on the
Sammy, I'd love to have you in Kumasi for Konnected Minds Live on the 9th of September. Yourself and one of my very good friends, Zen.
Yeah, that would be good.
On a panel conversation
That would be good.
for about 15 to 20 minutes to answer a few questions from the audience as well.
That would be good.
I'm believing that, a lot of the people watching this episode have had raw value from it and they want to associate with you, learn from you, and ask you a few questions. Some people may not know because a lot of things you have not revealed in this conversation. But I've met people, I've had conversations on this podcast, and I like your story. In fact, I like what you're doing. No, it's incredible what you're doing. So I'd like to say a lot of thank you to you and your team for the work you're doing and for what you've shared with us today. And for my viewers and to my listeners, thank you so much for staying here. And if you made it to the end, I'd love to know in the comments. If you haven't got your tickets for Konnected Minds Live on the 9th of September, I'd love to see you there. The details are in the description. Share this conversation, hype it, so somebody else can get value as well. This has been a conversation with Sammy Adjei, and the Medical Landlord. I'm going to leave all his details in the description for you, so you can also have access to him and his social media pages. Thank you. I'm out.